Is the 49ers defensive coordinator search a cause for concern? They were sort of flirting with Vic Fangio, but it seemed like since they wanted to keep Chris Kasarik and this wide nine system, that Fangio decided to go to Miami where he would have complete creative control. And so now the Niners are now fighting to hold on to Kasarik because Houston is trying to bring him over there with DeMeco Ryans. I don't know. It seems like the Niners might want Steve Wilks, but now they got to figure out how to keep Kasarik, and maybe that involves promoting him to a position he doesn't really want in defensive coordinator. What do you think is happening here, Coach?
I don't think that like, this is one of the things that would probably be cause for concern is probably like on the lower end, just because they've hit big on two defensive coordinators, right? So I think I would give them a lot of rope here, like with what they decided to do, because this is one thing that they seem to get right. And maybe promoting Chris Kasarik is not the best idea. Maybe, like, I don't know him internally, and I don't know of him. Just because someone is a great position coach doesn't mean they're going to be a great coordinator.
Real quick, I asked him in OTAs, like, hey, man, you're like the best D-line coach. I mean, do you have aspirations to be a D coordinator? He's like, honestly, when I was younger, I did, but they told me you got to watch coverages, and I tried, but I kept watching the D-line, and all I want to watch. So it's like, if that's how he feels, you really want to make that guy your D coordinator? He pretty much says he doesn't. He'd be doing it reluctantly.
You know what might have happened is his wife might have seen that video and been like, what?
Shut up. They will triple your salary. Shut up. So maybe he's looking at the offer. He's like, all right, man. I mean, can't you keep him? What they should do is just make him the assistant head coach. Make him the assistant head coach. Give him a raise, but don't make him the DC. He doesn't want to be the DC unless he does want to be the DC. Maybe he changed his mind. I don't know.
You can make him assistant head coach, passing game coordinator. Let him design the rushes, the blitzes, and all that stuff. You can do that stuff with it. Like, but I don't know internally also what is his desire? Like, does he really want to be a coordinator? Does he just want more money, or what does he want? But like, if money is the issue,
we want some of that money, guy. I want more money, guy. DeMeco, I gotta say real quick, man, he's coming for the Niners coaches. Like, Robert Saleh never tried to go for Chris Kasarik. It didn't seem like it. It was almost like, I'll take Mike LaFleur. I'll take the rejects. DeMeco's like, I'm coming for Kasarik, Kyle. Cal, what you gonna do about it, Cal? That's very bold of DeMeco. Kyle's over here. If they lose Kasarik, I'm just saying, if they lose Kasarik, dude, this season upcoming, if Brock isn't ready, if they lose Kasarik, hey, man, Kyle better make the playoffs. I mean, I'm sure he will, but he better. Trent Williams retires.
The interesting thing, like, if you brought in a veteran guy like Steve Wilks, and you do use other guys on the staff, one of the benefits of a veteran guy like Wilks is he's going to have contacts, so he's going to be able to pull in other guys, good guys on the staff that he can bring in. So that's one of the benefits of bringing veteran guys at Steve Wilks. I do think it's interesting that as I recall in their searches in the past, they didn't really look at too many veteran guys. I think they looked at Fangio the first time around, right? I mean, the first when he was initially looking for a DC, and then they end up settling on Robert Saleh. Yeah. But like, do you think it might be the Niners are kind of tired of the revolving door, and they're like, all right, well, a guy like Fangio and Wilks probably less likely to get a head coaching job because they've done it before, and teams are probably less likely to give these guys another shot.
Yeah, that's a good question. But what I think is interesting, the Niners seem like they wanted Fangio, but ultimately they were trying to get Fangio to work with Kasarik. And that's a tough one because Kasarik runs a 4-3 wide 9 and Fangio runs a 3-4, like a 3-4 under, and that's tough. I think Fangio's got to the point in his career where he can ask to do whatever the hell he wants to do. And so if they missed out on Fangio because they didn't want to make those concessions, but then lose Kasarik to Houston, that would be tough. That would be tough. It's like, hey, actually, Vic, we were kidding. Come back, do whatever the hell you want. Kasarik's gone. They got to work it out with Kasarik. They cannot lose Chris Kasarik after losing Fangio to keep Kasarik. Cannot lose Chris Kasarik. Way too important. Cal, figure that out. But if they have to make him DC to keep him, that's very interesting to me. How are you going to make that work? because he doesn't even freaking want to do it. He told me I have it on camera. He's like, I don't want to watch coverage. He said it on camera. I didn't ask him to say that. He just went for it. I was like, dog, this is on the record.